You know, we talked about it all week. We knew we were in for a fight. Styles make fights. They're assembled like we're assembled, and so we knew it was going to be an entertaining game. They're playing great defense. We're playing great defense. We had to challenge our defense to outperform theirs. I thought they did. We got a commitment to the run game. Obviously, they came in with the league's leading rusher and the number one offense, and our offense had to outrush theirs, and we did. And that's why the game unfolded the way that it did. And so I'm just appreciative of the efforts of the guys. It was a fight, though, man. These guys are obviously well coached and a talented group. It didn't happen instantly. We had to stay in it. But that's life, and definitely life in the NFL. I just like our general demeanor throughout. It wasn't fluid the whole way. But I didn't feel any blink or anybody running away from the challenge. I just felt guys leaning in on the challenge, and obviously we're going to have to reproduce that as we move forward. It's good to be 3-0 as we sit here. Obviously, we sustained some injuries and so forth prior to the game and in game, but that's ball in life as well. We spend less time worrying about the unfortunates that got hurt and like to spend our time focusing on those that get an opportunity to elevate and contribute. Sucks for Alex Highsmith, excited for Herbert, for example, and none of us are surprised with the quality of work that he gave us, and a lot of others. Corey Trice had a hamstring, Alex Highsmith had a groin, Jalen Warren wasn't able to finish there late in the second half. I pulled him from the game. It just didn't look like he was running smoothly. We'll evaluate him. Van Jefferson was able to go back in the latter portions of the game. He got poked in the eye. His vision cleared up. He went back to participation. We got some other bumps and bruises associated with play. We'll analyze that, and I'll give you a full report on Tuesday. But just as I sit here today, I'm thankful for the efforts of the men. I'm thankful to be 3-0. It's good to be in good contests like this, man. Good on good, 5-star matchups, if you will, and come out on the other side. There's growth in it, and we better learn the lessons and keep stepping because we got challenges that await us. Questions?
Couldn't run the ball, had a hard time for 3 or so quarters, but then when you had to at the end, you did. How satisfying was it to just keep at it and keep doing it?
You know, they could say the same thing. But as I mentioned, styles make fights, and that's how these two teams and defenses are built. And so we didn't expect it to be easy sledding at any juncture, but we wanted to continue to pound the rock and hopefully break through, and it felt like we did there in the latter portions of the game.
What was the catalyst for the way the defense played in the second half?
They just wanted to be the best defense on the field. They respond to those things and take those challenges very personally, and they played like it.
Also, with the rejuvenated running game, did it encourage you and the defense that they spend less time on the field, thereby helping them kind of get through some situations?
I don't know that our defense worries about that. They got no control over when or how they take the field. They got all the control on how they get off the field. That's the life we live. I think it was reflected when we turned that ball over, right? When that ball got tipped up in the air and intercepted, you saw the spirit in which our defense took the field. So we're not looking for comfort. We're not looking to hide on the sideline. We'll get ourselves off the field.
One turnover with the tip ball, as you mentioned, but overall, how is he adjusted to playing the style that complements the way you play?
I'm sorry, who are you referring to?
Fields, the one turnover on the tip ball, but overall, how is he adjusted to his style?
He's doing an awesome job doing what we're asking him to do, playing to win, and so that's appreciated.
Like, you only address 4 receivers. Can you speak of the contributions of that group, especially from Austin?
Patterson is dual purpose as well, and so he played some wide out and running back today, and that gives us flexibility. It's the same thing that Leal gives us. Leal's capable of playing outside linebacker and D-line. We value position flexibility. It allows us to make decisions to strengthen other areas. We went with 4 wide outs. We carried an extra D lineman today because we knew we were in for a run game fight. I'm appreciative of their efforts, but I'm not surprised by it. Guys like Scotty Miller are always ready to answer the call. They might not have the big names or resumes, but they've made plays consistently throughout team development, and the guys in the locker room depend on them and expect them to deliver.
You said it wasn't a surprise that Nick kind of stepped up today. How much growth has he shown through training camp and through the first couple games of the regular season?
This guy wants to be great, but he's looking at the recipe every day of his life too. He just does, man. He's sharp enough to follow guys at his position that are doing it at a high level, who've been doing it longer than him. And I think that positions him more than anything to produce what it is you're looking at.
Like he's getting more comfortable with each passing game.
I'll let him speak to that, but he does from my perspective.
And along the same veins there, you called him a steady Eddie. Just what have you seen from him in the way that he's grown throughout these 3 weeks?
I'd be making something up. You know, growth through 3 weeks is a stretch. We're doing what we have to do to win.
What's your thoughts? You spoke about the fight and even with your defense and your thoughts on just how they responded to Dobbins and Edwards and coach.
We better respond that way. You know, there's a nakedness in this business at this level. There's nowhere to hide. When you got a challenge like that walking in your venue, you better fight. We're the #1 rusher and rushing team coming into our building. And so let's be real clear. They got to fight. They don't have a choice.
Anyone else? How do you think Broderick Jones responded to getting back into replacing Jordan?
As I mentioned, at the early portions of the week, I expected him to respond positively and appropriately, and he did.